Now I'd like to go to the other half of your question that has to do with failed or failing states and corruption.
Yes,
And I'm
very important as the nation state erodes globally, right?
so glad that you asked that, because I come out of that kind of international development world where, you know, the notion of, quote, failed and failing states was a big one. And the notion was that the state sort of starts to fall apart or fail for whatever reason, because of conflict, because there aren't good institutions, because of whatever.
Globalization.
And corruption kind of leaks into the cracks in that sidewalk, as it were. Oh, it's a failing state, therefore it's permeable to corruption. I would argue that we should actually turn that around.
Mhm.
That a lot of these
Right.
countries, as I understood them, were run by networks that, and when I say integrated, I mean often public sector, private sector, and even criminal sector, all interwoven in these networks that were failing at being states. But that's because they didn't want to be a state. They wanted to make money for their members, and they were incredibly sophisticated, incredibly adaptive, and incredibly successful. And what I would even submit is they were deliberately breaking down the state in order to profit from it, in order, so either because they were, as I said before, repurposing instruments of state function, or where there were agencies or whatever who wanted to stand up to them, they would hollow them out. And I would submit that the second Trump administration is just a classic, almost a textbook or exaggerated example of that. The ferocity and effectiveness with which the Trump administration is turning the United States into a failing state is breathtaking.